So, we're cooking a steak. So if you take your steak like right out of the freezer, you have to defrost it. So you put it in there and you run it under super hot water. Once you've defrosted it, you gotta dry the steak. I use paper towel. It's the best thing that works for me. Once you've dried the whole steak, you must season it. So what I use, you have sea salt, total seasoning, I have black pepper. Some extra necessities are a thermometer, some tongs, and a spoon. Once we've had everything lined out, we must turn on the stove. That should be good. You gotta let it sit until it heats up enough for the steak. Now that the oil is like hot enough, very crucial, important step. You always gotta cook the part where the fat is first, so this is gonna jump. And you gotta like keep it like that until it's like golden brown. So you would cook the part until it looks like this, very nice golden. Once it's hit all that fat and it's all like cooked, then you can just pop it onto its side. And then you would cook that until it's like a golden brown. So you would cook it until the meat will look like this. And then you just flip it. Now that it's cooked like on both sides, kind of, like barely on the top, we'd have to get a bit of butter. We would get butter and we would simply throw it in here. Move the steak. And we would mix the butter in with all the oil. So once you've got the butter all melted, you would simply like get all of it to one side, scrape a bit up, and you just keep throwing it over the steak. You would then flip it and do the same for the other side. Once you like wash both sides with the butter, you would have to cover it with the lid and let it sit for a bit because it would have to cook the inside of the steak. So now, crucial step with the thermometer, you would have to like poke it like a bit halfway into the steak and you would see what temperature it's at. To make sure the steak's cooked, you would have to get it like at least like 210 or like mainly 220. Now that the steaks are like about to hit 120, we're gonna take it out because it's done cooking. We now take it off. Another little step that may not be necessary, you must cover it with foil. You get foil and cover it, the whole thing. Now I let it rest for like 15 minutes, something like that. This is the final product of the best steak ever. We got that fresh steak, juicy.